Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Many of us were privileged to hear from Tal Becker this week. Tal's been a lead negotiator in Israeli negotiations with both Palestinians and Arab states for almost 4 decades now. He's a really, really smart guy, and he's able to frame his work in both philosophical and specific Jewish terms in a really brilliant way. I was surprised to hear him say after this past week that he feels optimistic. And when asked why he's optimistic, he said he's optimistic because he looks at what he does in the context of a long history of our people. And he said the reality is that we are in a better place now than we've been for 2,000 years. He also indicated the following. He was a lead negotiator with the Arab nations, the Sunni nations recently, where agreements were signed and those nations recognized Israel as a Jewish state. And he said now that that has happened, and perhaps a majority of the Arab nations now recognize that, that will spread into the Palestinian-Israeli negotiations, and there's hope for the future then as we can move forward. That would be a great thing. Anyway, I heard him and I saw him in the context of this week's Parsha and a commentary written by the late Rabbi Jonathan Sachs. Sachs speaks about confidence, and Sachs speaks about the difference between those who have confidence and believe the task can be accomplished and those that don't have confidence. It has everything to do with the way they see themselves and the way they understand their history. He was referring to the spies that went into the land of Israel and how 10 of them said we couldn't conquer it, but 2 of them said that we could conquer it. The 2 who said we could conquer it were able to make an assessment of the land and the people. They also had faith that their mission had not yet been completed, but their mission would be completed and would be completed successfully. I think it says a lot to us and about us. When we know that we are loved, when we can look at our history and understand that there are people who really care for us, and look at our present and understand that there are people and institutions that support us, we can feel a lot more confident about today and where we're going tomorrow. When we have faith that there is, as we see in the Bible, a God who liberated us and promises to be with us, we can also have faith about tomorrow. And I think that's so important as we move forward. The world is filled with challenges, but we are all called upon to be confident as we face those challenges. Shabbat Shalom.